who have been able to support the needs of the state. And we have set up a state-of-the-art 1200 megawatt power plant at an investment of almost 8,000 crores. It's 1,200 megawatts. We have commissioned the first 600 megawatts last year in December. And we are hoping to commission the next 600 megawatts by December of this year. And like what our Honorable Chief Minister was saying, hopefully all these power plants and whatnot will make Tamil Nadu indeed a power surplus state. So this is a little bit about the site plan. You can just see the overall macro shot of the site. The first one you're seeing on the right side is the existing power plant, 1200 megawatts, which is basically here. And we are proposing that we will expand the power plant by another 1,600 megawatts. So total in one site, it is going to be approximately 2,800 megawatts. At the moment, with 10%, we meet roughly 10% of Tamil Nadu's power requirements. And like I said, we are very humbled that we were able to play a role in addressing the chronic power shortages of Tamil Nadu state. And all this very much from Thoothukudi. So what is our commitment to Tamil Nadu? Of course, we all want to live up to the Honorable Chief Minister's vision 2023. We have been very early sort of adopters, I can say, of the vision of the state. We have been great believers of the state. And we started the investment program almost 10 years ago. And 2005 is when we actually started the investment program. So like I said earlier, we've already invested 8,000 crores on a 1200 megawatt power plant. We are hoping to take up the project into another 1,600 megawatts and take it up to 2,800 megawatts, making our total commitment to the state of approximately 20,000 crores. And like I said earlier, the idea is to support our state's vision to make it power surplus. It's a bit of a worry for us, we don't want to have too much of a surplus power, because then what happens to the offtake of the power that we put in, So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation, but hopefully we will be part of the surplus situation.
I think after the gym, you shouldn't worry about that.
So with that, we are going ahead with the 2,800 megawatts. And one of the other very sort of passionate projects that we are all working on, and which the Secretary has been very, very kind to support, is the Madurai-Thoothukudi Industrial Corridor, where we currently have an industrial estate of approximately 3,000 acres. And Mr. Dinesh was mentioning about SMEs, and we are hoping that we'll be able to target the large industries. We've been talking to several Japanese companies. In fact, I was just having a chat to Tomohide-san today from JICA, and then he was concerned that how come we're not having large industries and whatnot. But our commitment itself is 20,000 crores, and I'm sure there are going to be a lot more large investments which will hopefully follow as we go along. And I'll tell you why I seriously believe. And as we've been doing this work on the power project for the last 10 years, so before I start that, why did we choose MTIC? Because, we are like one of the early adopters of the Madurai-Thoothukudi Industrial Corridor. Ample land, first-class natural port, access to 6 airports, basically 4 international airports, 1 domestic airport. 4 international airports are basically Madurai Airport, the Trivandrum Airport, the Cochin Airport, and Trichy Airport. And you've got 1 domestic airport, which is in Tuticorin, and you've got 1 more airport, which is in Colombo. So basically non-stop flights all the way from Colombo going into, Korea, Japan, direct flights. We have abundant talent, one of the richest talent zones in that area, and located in South Asia, so that strategic access to South Asia, Southeast Asia, Middle East, East Africa, and whatnot. All this has enabled us to put up this 2,000, sort of plan a 2,800 megawatt power plant just right in the MTIC. So this is how we chose MTIC. So as we were going along, this journey of putting up the power plant and whatnot, like I said earlier, I've been working on this for 10 years. And as we've been working on it 10 years, it's sort of, consultants and people were talking to, they came back and said, look, there's so much of land here and so much of talent, so why not we start positioning this as an industrial corridor, start working more closely in terms of industrial corridor. So what I did is ended up going to industrial parks around the world. So went to Jurong in Singapore, Tianjin and Suzhou in China, Incheon in Korea, and of course I went to Nagoya. And after having gone all over, seen everything, seen the port, seen the land, seen the talent, seen the airport, and I must tell you, it's not that I'm an interested party. I'm saying this only because I'm an interested party, that this has the potential to become one of the most exciting industrial corridors anywhere in the world. I'm more than convinced. It's really not because I'm an interested party and I'm a son of the soil and a man in mind there. It's not because of that. I'm going to tell you why. Basically, the discovery for us has been that this can possibly become a factory for 2.6 billion people. 1.2 billion people in India, 800 million in South Asia, 600 million in Southeast Asia. And let me tell you the reason why. The price point at which products are made today in Tamil Nadu, and I'm sure the secretary will be able to appreciate this, the number of, for example, the Hyundai cars which are made. It's, the price point is very attractive for so many different parts of the world, and particularly in this region. The South Asia, this, sort of 2.6 billion region, power plant equipment, electrical equipment, textiles, almost everything which is, which can be made in Tamil Nadu can be made in the Madurai Thuthukudi industrial corridor. And if it's planned in a first-class manner, plan it world-class, no wastage of land, everything is connected close by, so it comes up. So this is basically a potential to become a factory for 2.6 billion people. I'm more than convinced. And why do I think it's going to happen? Ample land, power of almost 8,000 megawatts coming up, an investment of almost $8 billion, port investment of $2 billion, airport investment of $500 million, road investment of $500 million. It is all invested. It's probably the only zone in the country which has got an investment of approximately $13 billion waiting for industries to come in. So significant competitive advantages which can then enable a factory for 2.6 billion people. And so that's it. I've come to the conclusion. So let's all join hands, capitalize on the fantastic policies of the government of Tamil Nadu and the potential that Tamil Nadu offers, and take advantage of the $13 billion investment and make MTIC a factory for 2.6 billion people. Jai Hind, Vanakkam.
Thank you so much, and that was a big thumbs up for that particular corridor. Now let's speak to the Japanese investors, and clearly there's been a lot of cooperation on that front, and it gives me great pleasure to invite Mr. Ichiguchi Tomohide of Deputy Chief Rep at JICA to give us an overview, and also tell you at the same time that we've had Mr. Manish Agarwal, a partner at PwC, joining us on the panel. Thanks, Manish.
Mr. Shankar and other distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Tomohide Ichiguchi, a Deputy Chief Representative, JICA in the office. JICA is Japan International Cooperation Agency. In my opening presentation, I'd like to answer two key questions. Number one is, what is the contents and potential of Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor? The second question is, what is JICA doing? And also, what is JICA going to do for development of the CBIC regions? So this is the outline of my presentation. I'll jump into the first agenda. Some of you may not know about JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. So let me briefly touch on what JICA is. JICA is a public organization under Government of Japan. JICA provides loan, the grant aid, technical cooperation under Japanese official development assistance to Government of India. JICA is the world's largest bilateral development agency, and India is the largest and oldest partner for JICA since 1958. This slide shows the recent operational results of JICA. In terms of loan, in 2013-14, our commitment amounted to 300 billion Japanese yen, equivalent to 16,000 crore rupee, which is the largest among recipient countries in the world. In recent years, our annual commitment to India is this level, around 300 billion Japanese yen. And also, we are increasing our assistance in other modes of assistance, including technical cooperation. We tripled our assistance level of technical cooperation during 5 years. Then I'll answer the first question. What is the contents and potentials of the Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor. The Chennai-Bangalore Industrial Corridor master plan was just finalized. Sorry, not June, in July, just recently. And the report consists of two parts, Part A and Part B. Part A is the comprehensive regional perspective plan for entire region, including development vision, integrated strategy, and infrastructure plan for next 20 years. Part B is for 3 selected industrial nodes, namely Ponneri in Tamil Nadu, Krishnapatnam in Andhra Pradesh, and Tumakuru in Karnataka. We prepared the vision, land plan, and infrastructure plan for these 3 nodes, including Ponneri in Tamil Nadu. So this is the outcome of Part A of master plan study. Long-term vision of the corridor is development of civic region as globally competitive manufacturing hub that promotes sustainable development. And the principal themes are listed like this. Then target outcome include 12% the GDP growth in the region, boosting exports and value addition in key sectors, job creation of 22 million skilled workers, 25% contribution from manufacturing sector to regional GDP. In Tamil Nadu, we identified 5 key sectors, including automobiles, machinery, electrical machinery, computer, electronics, and optical, pharmaceutical, and chemicals and petrochemical. Also, we think infrastructure is really the key element for development of civic region. That's why we identified 34 prioritized trunk infrastructures. This slide shows 4 examples of priority projects in Tamil Nadu, including the 2 roads project, container terminal and Ennore Port, and the desalination plant. And in fact, total infrastructure investment required for next 20 years is as large as $181 billion US. It's quite significant. This is outline of the Part B. As I said, we have prepared the development plan of Ponneri node. We prepared the industrial development vision, land use plan, and infrastructure plan for this Ponneri node. And we identify infrastructure like this. Also, we think the economic impact includes the more than 3 lakh employment, and industrial investment is the more than 2 lakh crore rupee. And for land acquisition, already around 1,000 crore is owned by TIDCO, and another 3,000 acres will be acquired soon. Then now I move to next question, second question, what JICA is doing for development of civic region, and also what JICA is going to do for development of civic region. This is a basic policy of JICA. Again, this is the other basic policy of JICA. We always try to align ourselves with the policies of central and state government, including Make in India and Tamil Nadu Vision 2023. And also in this civic region, we are organizing joint monitoring committee with central government, state government, other stakeholders for realizing and expediting important infrastructure project and also development of nodes. Finally, this is the slide on some of JICA-funded projects in Tamil Nadu. In fact, Tamil Nadu is the largest recipient state of JICA assistance among the states in India. This slide say second, but in fact, because of bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh, now Tamil Nadu is the largest recipient state and also the most important partner for JICA now. And there are a number of ongoing projects underway in Tamil Nadu, including Chennai Metro and unique program, Tamil Nadu Investment Promotion Program, TNIPP, which was also mentioned in inaugural session by Ms. Chitaraman, State Minister for Commerce and Industry, Government of India. So this is now very important program covering policy and infrastructure development to promote foreign direct investment in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu Transmission System Improvement Project, that is the largest transmission project in India for JICA. Tamil Nadu Afforestation Project, and also Chennai Hospital Development Project. And also we are working for improvement of Chennai port operation through technical cooperation. This is the overview of our current assistance and the prospective assistance in the future. You can understand we have quite comprehensive plan for assistance, including financial support, technical support, short-term, mid-term, long-term. And for future projects in Tamil Nadu, we are discussing about the Chennai Peripheral Ring Road and the Chennai Desalination Plant in Pelur, and the development of Node Ponnelli, and the technical cooperation to skill development. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So you've had a fairly exhaustive overview of the efforts by JICA. Now let's bring across a very large Indian conglomerate. Mr. Arun Bhagat represents the GMR Group, and he's going to explain to us his vision, the vision of his company, and the efforts underway.
Good afternoon, Secretary, members on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's getting very, very close to normal lunchtime, but we'll try and keep it as brief and as quick. The GMR Group and Tamil Nadu, of course, go back a long way. The history of the group, in fact, started from Tamil Nadu with the establishment of the first power plant at Basin Bridge. And then, of course, most of you would have traveled on the GST road from Tambaram downwards, which is again a GMR road. Some of you may have used the outer ring road, which is again a GMR road. And now we are developing a large industrial park, or as we like to call it, a special investment region at Hosur. So that's how we are linked, and that's how we're linked to the CBIC. Now, I'm going to talk very briefly on how we can leverage the CBIC region, not just confined to our park, but all the other regions too. So basically, this has been explained. What we've not highlighted possibly earlier is that the entire CBIC belt is host to almost 1,230 Japanese companies, and which is why the interest from JICA and Japan. And it's basically based on the fact that it's an urban, industrialized corridor which can certainly deliver what it promises. Some of the projects which were highlighted just before me is the long-awaited upgradation of the railway link between Chennai and Bangalore. Frankly, it doesn't make sense to fly. The highway between Chennai and Bangalore, the additional access to the northern ports, the solid waste management projects, and the creation of the power infrastructure, which is in terms of the transmission lines, etc. And of course, there is another additional project which is where we are interested. And yesterday, Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also talked about it, the Hosur Engineering Cluster, which is going to be developed largely in the private sector as a special investment region in Hosur. The key areas that have been identified in the master plan for CBIC for Ponneri, of course, is auto components, machinery, chemicals and petrochemicals. At Krishnagiri, medical equipment, machinery, electrical machinery. Kanchipuram for textiles, pharmaceuticals, automobiles, of course. Kanchipuram, incidentally, could extend up to Vellore. So this, because